Minority power. It is impossible for a minority to be racist to whites. Hello, and greetings. Today we will discuss a matter concerning the presence of whites in Western societies, and whether minorities are truly capable of being racist to whites. First off, it's important to note that whites control the governments and markets in these countries. No minority has more power than whites. Hence why we are minorities. So whites are already at an advantage. With that stated, we can now move on to the 3 stages of verifying whether whites can truly receive racism from non-whites. The first stage is the defining stage. That is, we must define what racism truly is in this stage. Without a proper definition, we have nothing to measure the acts by. The second stage concerns a brief look at history. History provides an account of the acts from various races. The final stage is a look at present acts. We can form a pattern of behavior and beliefs when we couple this with history. Now, let us begin with the first stage. Racism is defined as a belief in the superiority of one's race over that of another race due to a trait or characteristic. Therefore, someone who says his race is superior because of higher intelligence is racist, by definition. As this definition is sufficient for now, we will move on to the next stage. History shows repeatedly that whites have invaded and mercilessly used other races for their own pleasures. Slavery, segregation, countless genocides, near-genocides, have been orchestrated by whites, with the Amerindians as a notable example of a near-genocide. In contrast, no other race has shown the same level of utter disregard for white life. Even the slavery of whites at the hands of Semites pale in comparison to the atrocities committed by people of European descent. Negroids killed fellow Negroids. Mongoloids killed fellow Mongoloids. Yet white Caucasoids have both killed and tried to kill each race, including subgroups of their own. For all this, though, whites today continue to whine about suffering the very consequences of their actions. Yes, the same victim mentality they always mention minorities as having today. When we enter the final stage, we can clearly see the modern effects of white supremacy at work. Today, whites support the genocide of Muslim immigrants and young Syrian children. They believe that little Mexican boys and girls should be gunned down like third world garbage because they happened to be born in a land with gang violence. They cheer as unarmed Negroes are shot like rabid animals. All white issues are blamed on Jews, and whites refuse to consider the possibility that white supremacy is to blame for much of their problems. In their eyes, they comprise an angelic race that every race aspires to be like. Clearly, whites are racist beyond reason. And this has aroused disgust in the minds of minorities across America and Europe. Whites fulfill every criterion of the racism definition, many times over. Minorities criticizing white supremacy does not fulfill the definition, so we are not racist for being disgusted by white racism.